Hi, and welcome to Creator Fundamentals. My name is Dan Currier, and it is my mission to simplify YouTube so you and I can grow together. Welcome to our weekly live stream. For those of you who may be new to the live stream, we do this every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you are new, definitely consider clicking that subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you're alerted to future live streams. So good to have everybody here this evening. This is actually going to be a bit of a truncated live stream tonight. For those of you who don't know, tomorrow morning, I am flying down to Orlando, Florida to speak at VidFest / Podfest. So we're going to wrap this up. We're going to do about a half hour tonight on the live stream so I can wrap up loose ends, make sure I have everything lined up to go take the stage down there at VidFest. So good to see everybody in the live stream chat. We're going to jump in there in just a moment. For those of you who just watched that little video, that is People of Video. That is the conference that I am hosting May 2nd and 3rd in Albany, New York. So if you've ever wanted to attend a conference, I'm sitting here pushing my my mute button here. Attend a conference with like-minded creators to learn what it takes to become a full-time YouTuber, to build a business around your brand and your content. Definitely consider coming and hanging out with us at People of Video. We got a great lineup of speakers, including Nick Nimmin, Tim Schmoyer, Roberto Blake, Brian G. Johnson, Vanessa Lau, Judy Fox, amazing list of speakers who are going to share the secrets that they can't necessarily share on their channels. So definitely consider coming and hanging out with us at People of Video. Again, you can go to peopleofvideo.com. If I have any moderators in the chat, if you can put the URL to peopleofvideo.com, I would appreciate that as well. But we're going to jump in the chat, say hello to everybody. I see Cougar Owens out there, Muhammad Shah, Cool Dudes 98. Welcome to the live stream. We have Aaron Jemison, good to see you, sir. We have Carrie Ann Wright, Ravens Videos. Who else we got? John Pullum out there, good to see you as well. I see some new faces. I see some people that I've seen before. I see people who are going to be attending People of Video. It's great to see everybody out there. Construction Cronies out there as well, good to see you. Earl's Life is in the chat as well. I Love Lunches, JDM Nerf Films, Albert Pangazzi. Hopefully I said that right. T. Abbott. Who else is out there? I think we got most of the people. But as I mentioned, it's kind of a crazy night for me trying to get everything lined up, make sure that I know what I'm going to talk about on stage, and make sure that I don't forget anything that needs to be packed for the, I guess it's a 3-day trip that I'm taking down to Orlando. Oh, all right. So hey, Liz, Simple Cuisine. Hello, welcome to the live stream as well. John Pullum, I bought my ticket for People of Video. This will be my first video conference, and I'm looking forward to it. Awesome. That is great to hear. Can't wait to see you in person at People of Video. And for those who have never attended a conference, People of Video was designed with you in mind. The goal of People of Video, especially for people who may live on the East Coast, was to make the opportunity to get together with other creators more accessible. I'm someone who lives obviously in the Albany, New York area, and the majority of the conferences out there, VidCon and VidSummit and all these other conferences, generally take place out in California, whether it be San Diego or Los Angeles or some other conferences that are scattered throughout California. And I wanted a conference that I didn't have to go halfway across the country to attend, and not to mention the amount of money that I was forking out for every conference that I went out there. So I wanted to figure out a way to be able to create a hub here on the East Coast for people to get together, get that same experience, and be able to do it in the Northeast. So that's what People of Video is all about. Luckily, through the connections that I've made in person by attending other conferences, I was able to reach out to some of my friends and fellow YouTube educators and invite them to speak. And very happy to report that most of them, if not all of them, agreed to come and speak at People of Video. So it's really going to be a just an amazing lineup. And, you know, I didn't even name a fraction of them. You know, like I said, Nick Nimmin, Roberto Blake, Brian G. Johnson, Tim Schmoyer, Cody Warner, And the list goes on and on. So if you've never attended a conference and you want something that's more within reach, then maybe those conferences might be for you out there on the West Coast. Definitely head over to peopleofvideo.com and check it out. All right, I'm trying to make this chat a little bit. Can I do that? Does that work? Oh, that works good. All right, let's see. Mac Eats, welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. You're going to be so awesome, my friend. I'm guessing maybe that's in relation to speaking down in Florida. If so, thanks. I appreciate it. How to show front page my video on YouTube. How can I do? How to show front page. You're going to have to give me more information about exactly what you're trying to do there. But just FYI, everybody who is in the live stream, or if you came in late, we're only going to do a half hour tonight because I need to get ready to fly out tomorrow morning. So if you do have any questions that you want me to take a stab at answering for you, just tag @CreatorFundamentals in the chat. I will do my best to find those and answer your question to the best of my ability. Let's see what's going on up here. How do I gain subscribers and views on my gaming channel? If I was going to approach a gaming channel, I would approach it from an educational standpoint. And what I mean by that is instead of just simply recording yourself playing a game, figure out some of the things that you need to do in the game and create tutorials. Show people how to do something in the game, and then you've created value. If you are simply just recording gameplay, then it's kind of a dime a dozen. Everybody does that, and it's kind of the easy way to make content. But if you actually want to provide value that people may go out and search for, then you can actually pick out little things like how to use your keyboard, what keys to use, or how to do certain tasks depending on the game that you are making content about. If you can teach people something that you've learned about the game and put that out as content, then you've created an opportunity to people to find you in search and to actively be looking for content that you've created. Figure out what the common questions are in relation to the games that you play. Be the person who answers those questions. Get those videos out there to satisfy that question or search that somebody else is looking for, and you can draw that attention to your channel and help grow it and get views and subscribers and all that good stuff. All right. Thank you, Construction Cronies, for sharing the link to People of Video. George on the Rocks, you must be totally stoked for your conference. Yeah, I mean, it is. We're getting closer and closer. It is in May, so the beginning of this year has really worked out to be just really jam-packed with all kinds of things. Going down and doing the speaking thing and then coming back, and then we have some other family things that we have squished in there in between now and May. So it's going to be a busy March, April are going to just fly by because we have so many things going on. So we're in awesome shape for the conference, and it's almost to the point now where instead of being anxious about all the stuff that needs to get done, now I'm just excited and pumped for it to get here and get to hang out with all my friends in person here in Albany. So it's gonna be a great time. Do I have to face cam while I play the game? No, you don't necessarily need to be on camera. Again, if you're creating content that's teaching people how to do something, you don't necessarily need to have your face. You just need to be showing them in the game exactly how to do whatever it is that you're teaching them. Do you recommend Google Ads? So when it comes to, if you mean like taking out ads to promote your content, then no, I wouldn't. I would never take out an ad for the purpose of trying to grow. Where you get in to start paying for traffic, whether it's your YouTube videos or something else, is typically when you have a product or service to sell. If you have made a video that's sole focus is to sell something that you're offering, then it may make sense to put some money behind promoting that, getting exposure to that. But trying to put money on ads to just get people to like your channel or subscribe to your channel doesn't really work the way you would want it to. You're in a much better position if you learn how to make content that gets you organic growth. And that is basically teaching the algorithm to understand exactly what your channel is about, what your content is about, and allow it to find people to serve that content to. If vidIQ says to post at 3 p.m., do you post right at 3 p.m. or a while before so it will be sure to show up on the feed? I heard one person say 2 hours before, but was wondering your thoughts. I honestly think best time to post tools are... I honestly don't think it matters that much. They're nice tools. It's cool to kind of get a sense of that, but I don't think you're going to see a massive difference if you're posting, especially that if you're posting right at the time that it says or 2 hours before. I think that's digging way too deep into that. I don't think the trade-off, whether you posted then or posted that morning or posted hours after that, I don't think you're going to see a ton of difference personally. I don't specifically know how vidIQ's tool is looking at that. A lot of those tools will look and see, based on your history of uploading, which videos did the best, and therefore make the assumption that they did the best because you posted 3 videos on a Wednesday at 3 o'clock and those videos did well. They don't necessarily take into account the topic of the video. So if you just happen to do, like in my case, if I just happen to do how to get more subscriber videos on 3 consecutive Wednesdays, and then I did how to get views on Monday, it might look at those 3 videos and maybe people just like subscriber videos better. It'll say, hey, they were all on Wednesday at 3 o'clock. Keep posting Wednesday at 3 o'clock because we saw you had really high view velocity and a lot of people responded to those videos. So, but it could be completely content dependent. It could be that there's a better time that could potentially get you more views, but you've never posted videos during that time, so there's no data for it to assess. So I personally don't get caught up in best time to post. I think it puts too much. I mean, there's enough stress to get videos out on a regular basis, whether that be weekly or multiple times a week, that I wouldn't even get caught up in the specific time of day. Thank you so much for I see super stickers out there. I love lunches. Thank you for the super sticker. I know I also saw a super chat from Construction Cronies. Thankfully, Dan taught me the way. Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate it. Let's see. Make sure I caught up. And I don't get that, so please show me how to do that. Baggers and Brews, welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. For anybody who came into the live stream late, we're only doing a half hour tonight because I got to get ready, flying down to Orlando, Florida tomorrow morning to speak at VidFest, which is part of PodFest. Hey, Video Zeus, good to see you. Video Zeus is now, he not only did that promotional video that I shared a little bit earlier, we'll show that again for people of video, but he is also now the editor for Creator Fundamentals. So awesome to have you here, Brian. This Life Outdoors is in the chat as well. For those of you who don't know, that's my brother Rich, who has a outdoors channel that just absolutely came out of the gate on fire. Reached 10,000 subscribers in like 6 months, something like that. 10,000 subscribers and 1 million views. It still blows my mind. Let's see. Where are we at? Let's get caught up here. Baggers and Brews, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. The guys are asking me about setting up a Patreon. Is it too soon? For that kind of stuff, I don't think it's ever too soon. If you have people that are showing support or have expressed that they want to support your channel, or you want to add something extra through the Patreon, I'm a big fan of hurry up and wait or prepare for success ahead of time. So I think it's never too early to get those things set up. Because if you set them up, it's not like there's an expense to you or you have to, go out of your way to promote it nonstop. But if it's there, then people can take advantage of it and they can choose to support your channel or, access however you're going to set it up. But it's interesting because when I used to have a Patreon, and when I set that up, I thought that I had to put all this extra stuff into it to kind of give people the extra value. And then till I finally asked my audience, I'm like, why did you choose to do Patreon? And they were just like, they just wanted to support the content that I was already providing, which was awesome. Construction Cronies was one of them out there. I appreciate that. But yeah, understand what your audience is looking for. Setting up your Patreon so it's there if people want to support you is definitely a good idea, and it's never too early to do that. Me personally, I finally got, it took forever, but I now have memberships here on the channel, which is that little join button below the video. So hey, if anybody wants to become a member of the Creator Crew and support Creator Fundamentals, that join button is down there as well. But I didn't want to have both memberships and Patreon. So once I qualified for the memberships, I kind of let all my patrons know that I was going to stop using Patreon. Of course, then it took like another 20,000 subscribers before YouTube actually finally gave me access to memberships, but what are you going to do? All right, let's see where we are. Hurry, please. How to get peeps to watch your videos, please. Yeah, I don't know what you're doing there, buddy, but that's... Can I be your brother for a few months? I'm assuming just to get that kind of, that growth. All right, George on the rocks. Good luck on the conference this weekend. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's see here. And I thought I saw something up here. Let me scroll back. That cup is as big. I love this cup. This is my, keeps everything nice and cold. I thought, let's see. We're scrolling. Okay, we did that. Oh, I did cover that. Good. All right. How to type title, dispersion, and tags. I want perfect information in this case. Same title, same description, tags. How to do my topic is comedy animation. I mean, there's definitely videos out there on how to do keyword research, which essentially is the same thing as kind of developing the keyword phrase that you want to use for your title. So I definitely check those out. You can also, I think if you search my channel for tags or keyword research, like literally type in tags in the channel search bar, you'll find content on that kind of explains how to approach that and figure out what topics to cover, but it's just, it's trial and error, or, you know, just doing some research to figure out exactly what people are looking for in your particular topic. If you're doing, you said comedy animation, I don't know if you're doing tutorial type content or you're just making cartoons. But depending on how you're approaching that is going to kind of dictate what you're able to do with the titles. Obviously, if you're teaching people, then, you know, how to draw, etc., those kind of things, you'll be able to focus on searchable content and bring people in that way. If you are just making like animated film kind of things, you would probably have to get a little more creative with your titles and try to lure people to watch them based on the way that you put the title together. What is the best way to grow your channel? I love your cup. The best way to grow your channel is to simply focus on making content. Each time you upload a video, watch that video, find something you can improve upon, whether it's your lighting or your camera, sound, any one of those things. The topics that you're covering, how you're covering the topics, just focus on trying to make small improvements over time. If you continue to improve, you will continue to grow. That's just simply the nature of it. That's all it takes. You don't have to be a superstar YouTuber or have some special skill. You just need to be committed to moving forward and making small improvements over time. If you've ever heard, how does a mouse eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Just focus on the little things, pick out that individual thing. Hashtag Dan's 100 video challenge. That was something we did a while back. Do that. Focus on making 100 videos, improve a little bit with each of those videos, and you'll be amazed at the progress that you'll make. Rather than trying to look at the big picture and be like, oh, how do I become like PewDiePie or Casey Neistat or Mark Rober or whoever it is. You really just need to kind of hone in. It's good to have long-term goals, but have, make your short-term focused on action, which is making those improvements over time, and everything else will fall into place. How do you guys sync your audio to video so well? When I do a voiceover after render, lips aren't synced with audio. Well, first off, you'd have to figure out exactly what you're using for software. Depending on how you are bringing that information into your computer, you may need to adjust it. Like I use OBS Studio to live stream, and it actually has an input on the mic that allows you to set the delay so the audio or the video and the audio come out of OBS at the same time. Otherwise, there is a noticeable mismatch. But depending on the software that you're using, if I'm doing it, if I have something that's out of sync, like in Premiere Pro, then I actually have to detach the audio from the video, zoom in really close, and then adjust, move the audio back or forth until it syncs up. And that's just a visual thing, making sure that the sounds goes with the movement. But can a niche be too small that you run out of content to make? I don't know that you can ever run out of content to make. I would measure a niche's size based on the audience that is out there. As long as you have a big audience who's interested in it, then I wouldn't really worry about running out of content. I mean, even if your niche was how to tie your shoes, I'm sure you could find a bunch of different ways to do that. And then if you've shown every single method of tying your shoes, then you can go to, alternatives to regular laces. And you just need to be creative and think about different ways to approach the same content. Here's a news flash. The kind of content that I cover here on YouTube, how to grow on YouTube, it's not rocket science. There's not a lot of difference in it. Most of the time, what I'm trying to do is repackage content in the different ways that people like to receive content. It's not necessarily new or groundbreaking. It's just some people learn certain ways, and I try to bring that information to people in ways that they can consume it. If anything, I'm trying to obviously simplify YouTube, and one of the ways I do that is trying to understand how people learn things and how I can approach a topic from a different angle to let them receive it, because some people just have a certain way of doing things, or they are not prone to look for educational content. So sometimes it's, how do I take an educational lesson and approach it from a different way to get that information across for different people. So I don't think you'll run out of content per se. I just think you need to start thinking out of the box on how to approach that and how you can be creative in talking about it to new people. Fully Involved, welcome to the chat on the live stream here. How was VidFest? I don't know. VidFest starts tomorrow, so I'm flying out tomorrow morning, and I'm only doing a half-hour live stream tonight, so we're going to wrap up here. We still got 5 minutes or so to hang out. So if anybody does have any questions, be sure to tag me at Creator Fundamentals in the chat, and I will do my best to answer that before we wrap up. Real quick, for those of you, let's see here. Today is my 13th birthday, so I can legally do YouTube. I would like to know how to get a file to post a YouTube video. So if you're making videos, first off, happy birthday. How to get a file. So if you're asking how to actually make a video, that's a whole different story. If you're asking how to get that video to YouTube, you would download the YouTube app. If you're doing it on your phone, for example, you can upload straight from the YouTube app, which I recommend, even if you end up using some type of editing software or you're using an editor app that allows you to upload to YouTube. I personally don't like doing that because I like to have more control over the process. So what I will typically do, when I made the first 100 videos for Creator Fundamentals that I was editing in iMovie on my iPhone, I would edit them, I would save them to the camera roll, and then I would go to the YouTube app and upload them from there. That way I had access to all of the settings that YouTube provides. I upload the video as unlisted, so then I can just focus on getting it successfully uploaded. Once it's uploaded, I have plenty of time to work on my title and tags and thumbnail, all of that stuff after the fact, without having to get all those settings in place, because sometimes you can run into an issue where an upload fails and you don't want to have to keep resetting all of those settings. So what I found, it's easiest to set it to unlisted, get it to upload successfully, and then it's there, and then you can take all the time you want to work out all the other details. How do you find out about conferences or stuff like a VidFest? I personally found out about VidFest because they reached out to me, and or somebody that I know who is a subscriber to the channel was actually also involved in finding speakers for VidFest. So they reached out to me and invited me to speak at VidFest. In general, there's a bunch of different ways you can go to, like Eventbrite and whatnot. But I don't know that there is a perfect centralized location for all the different conferences that are out there. That's something that I've given a lot of thought to. There are some accumulator type websites out there that have, some good information. But they don't include everything. And I'm constantly hearing about these little one-offs in different places that I'd like to attend. But I don't hear about them until it is after the fact usually. But I can tell you about People of Video, which is the conference that I'm hosting May 2nd and 3rd in Albany, New York. And we're going to have a great collection of speakers there. So if you do want to attend a conference, and you happen to be in the East Coast, or you want to travel to Albany, New York in May, come check out People of Video. Let's see. All right, we covered that. All right. Have a great presentation. We will see you live next week. Thank you. Everyone's delivery is different. I like Creator Fundamentals delivery better than Brian G. Johnson. Yeah, and that's the great thing, because it's everybody is an individual. Everybody provides content in a little bit different way, and you just find the ones that you kind of resonate with and go with it. And I listen to different people for different things. When I first started out, business related stuff was Roberto Blake, thumbnails, and that was Nick Nimmin. So yeah, I mean, that all just kind of, you kind of pull little pieces from, all right, let's see. And okay. All right, so we got that cleaned up. Inside the Lab with Tech. Welcome to the live stream. As I was mentioning, we're going to be wrapping up soon. Only doing a half hour tonight because I am getting ready to fly down to Orlando tomorrow to speak at VidFest. So I just need the time tonight to get everything ready and go over my checklist, make sure. Real quick, though, I will show you something that I bought because I wanted to bring it down there. I just got this lovely new lens for my, I don't know if I can get that in focus, but oh, this thing is so pretty. This is the, let's see. It's a Sigma 2470 2.8 art lens for my Canon 90D. Oh. First of all, this weighs like 50 pounds, but I'm really excited to use this lens. Very nice. And that'll allow me, because I have another Sigma lens, but it was a fixed length lens and I needed some versatility. So I got the 2470, so I don't have to pack a bunch of lenses to go down there. I can just bring this and grab some cool pictures. John Pullum, I'm excited to meet you. Nick, Roberto, etc. at your convention. Thanks for doing these live videos. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. It's always good. And yeah, it's going to be awesome to get everybody in the room together. Brian and Roberto and Nick, they're all great guys, all fun to talk to. You get to pick their brains, kind of, get those little tips and tricks that you're not going to find, in videos necessarily. I've had the pleasure of hanging out with those guys on a number of occasions, and now I get to do it at my own conference. So it's funny how things work out. Adam Exploits. I think it's time for me to get new glasses because my eyeballs are not focusing right. I just got the Sigma 16mm 1.4 for my Canon M50. Awesome. Yeah, the other lens that I have is the Sigma 24mm 1.4. I don't know if I have that around here. I think it's in the other room, but I love the Sigma lenses, and so like this lens, it's a little painful to talk about, but the Canon version of this lens is $1,600. This lens was $1,000. So it's considerably, saving 33%, give or take. And I love the quality on the Sigma lenses. So it is definitely, I'm definitely all in on Sigma lenses. John, is there shuttle service from the airport to the hotel for the conference? Yes, I do believe that the hotel does have shuttle service. If it doesn't, I'm pretty sure that it does. And I can double check that for you if you want to reach out, or you can double check with the hotel if you give them a call. I'm pretty sure they do. If they don't, it's really close. So like, even if you didn't want to wait for a shuttle, If you did like Uber or Lyft, it's like a 5-minute ride, so it wouldn't be crazy in that regard if you just wanted to do a rideshare kind of deal. All right, I think we. Is it better to upload under private or unlisted? I always upload my videos as unlisted. I also use if I want to schedule a video, I think that like the YouTube schedule feature won't let you schedule from unlisted once you've unlisted it, whereas the TubeBuddy scheduler does in fact let you schedule a video from unlisted. I've always done unlisted. I don't share it with anybody as unlisted, so I don't know that there's a lot of difference between private versus unlisted the way I do it. I've just always been in the habit of uploading as unlisted. Glue Guns and Roses. Who do you look to for channel advice? It's hard to find a channel for middle-sized channels. Yeah, and I think that's, I mean, one of the things that I've noticed is that those channels those channels slowly evolve over time, and depending on what you're looking for, it may lead you in a different direction. One of the things, like for me, when I started to move into that middle-sized channel level, it was, okay, how do I have an audience, I'm growing an audience, how do I start to put some of the business elements around that audience to, start making money and do that kind of thing. For me, that person was Roberto Blake. I started watching his content. He had a very business-minded perspective on being an entrepreneur and finding ways to monetize your content. So for me, Roberto was the guy that I kind of turned to pick up those types of elements of getting beyond content creation and actually trying to grow the business side of things. All right, so as I mentioned, we're wrapping up here. We're a little bit past 8:30. I want to thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out here on the live stream. If you're new to the live stream and you want to get the notifications when we have future live streams, click that subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you don't miss future live streams or content. The goal now moving forward is to put out 2 videos a week plus the live stream, so you should be seeing more content from Creator Fundamentals. And now that I have Video Zeus, aka Brian, as the editor for Creator Fundamentals, it's going to give us the ability here to be able to put out more content for you guys. So definitely, I just put a post on the community tab, I think the other day, about what kind of content that you want me to make. If you ever have an idea for a video, you can always email me at askdan@Creator Fundamentals. Send me those ideas, and you just might pick the next video topic. So I appreciate everybody hanging out. Thank you so much for visiting, and hopefully I'll go down and kick some butt on stage at VidFest and be able to come back and jump into some more content and get ready for People of Video coming up in May. Oh, we're getting close. So thanks again. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.